Hi everyone, Paul Long. In this video, how to buy a business using an SBA loan, we're going to talk about what is the process before a loan when it comes to doing a business acquisition. First and foremost, I strongly recommend that you do have a conversation with your SBA lender or your lender before you go out and start shopping. It is really important that you get pre-qualified from your financial institution. Note that there is no such thing as a pre-approval in a commercial business acquisition because so much of that really relies on the business itself that you're buying. But when we do a pre-qualification, what we want to understand is, do you have the financial capacity? Do you have the experience in order to be successful with possibly an industry that you're looking at? Step two, what to look for in a company. Of course, you want positive cash flow. Why would you want anything with negative cash flow? Or a trajectory that shows potential. So if you're seeing revenue that keeps going down, we're definitely going to need to understand why that's the case, and maybe we'll say no. However, in a lot of cases, though, you're going to see kind of ups and downs within that. But overall, we're going to want to see a trajectory that shows that there is potential in this business. Is it an industry that you're familiar with? Again, if you're a contractor and you're wanting to buy a contracting business, that makes sense. Are you familiar with that industry? Diversity of customers. No one client should be more than 20% of revenue, roughly. That's kind of a simple rule to use, because when you start doing that, you lose one of those customers. That's really going to hurt your revenue in a big way. And so we're going to want to understand that. What's the long-term growth plan for the business? Why is the previous owner retiring? Are they giving up? Are they retiring? Is there health reasons? There's many different reasons on why people sell a business. But what is the long-term growth plan that previous owner had, as well as what are you going to have in order to make it even more successful? On the fifth here, the business that you could see yourself enjoying. Guys, life is too short. You need to be doing something that you enjoy. I love doing SBA loans and I love educating borrowers. That's what I do. I love that. And I would hope that same love is for you when you're going into something. Is this an industry that you are going to really enjoy working with? Then we're going to look at valuing the business. You're going to want to work with your lender to order an SBA compliant business valuation. I do have a previous video in this series talking about business valuations. Regardless if you do SBA or not, that way it can be used. Really quickly, there are certain evaluators that need to have certain a comma and letters after their name based on their certifications in order to be SBA compliant. So if you go out and get your own business valuation and then say, hey, Paul, I want to do an SBA loan, but that person doesn't have the proper letters after their name, you may have to pay for another business valuation. So this is a great opportunity to work with your lender in order to make sure to get that ordered. Number 4, negotiate the purchase price. Work with a business broker. Please don't try to go out and do it on yourself to save a buck. When you try to save a buck like that, it's going to cost you way more than that in the future. So work with a business broker to make an offer that they think is appropriate, as well as working with your lender to see kind of what their ballpark of what they think it's worth. Then there's what's called a stock versus asset sale. Most commonly, businesses are acquired through an asset sale. Okay, what is the difference between a stock and asset sale? An asset sale is you are buying the assets of the company. You're buying the name, all the equipment, the customer list, all of that. That's the assets. And then what you're going to do is you're going to create a new corporation or entity or LLC in order to move that stuff into it, and then you're going to start brand new with your acquisition. A stock sale is rare, but it does happen. And what that does is you are literally taking over the shares of the company. So if it's Paul's Plumbing LLC, you are taking over Paul's Plumbing LLC. You're not doing a separate entity to do that. Now, one of the problems when you do a stock sale is from the previous owner, maybe there was lawsuits, maybe there were issues, depends on what kind of business, those will follow you if you do a stock sale. Where an asset sale, you are literally starting a new company and you're starting over with that company and you're moving forward. So it's definitely a good thing to get in touch with your attorney to make sure what's right for you, but asset sale usually is the most common. Last but not least, number 5, complete your due diligence of the business. You'll get access to financials or legal information that you feel that you need to close a transaction. That's due diligence. You need to maybe hire your CPA to look through the books. Maybe you need to look through the books. Maybe you need to find other experts to help you. But you want to make sure, is this business what they say it is? And then you're going to want at least their 3 years tax returns with year-to-date income statements. You're going to want revenue broke out by customer for the last 3 years. You're going to want a customer list, a lease. If it's a franchise, we're going to want that franchise disclosure, employee information, legal records. This is a very important step that a lot of times people overlook because it's too much work, but it's the reason why you're buying the business. You need to see what's hiding in the closet, right? And definitely most important, consult with your attorney for more information and details on this part, as they're worth their weight in gold. Even though they cost money, it's worth it to make sure that you're not purchasing something that you can't sell or generate cash from, which is why you buying a business to begin with, right? So with that being said, thank you so much for watching our series, How to Buy a Business Using an SBA Loan, and we will see you on another video.